This is the best video player for your escape rooms, and today we're going to show you exactly how to set it up to replace your old ones. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Puzzle Creative YouTube channel, and today we're going to show you how to migrate your escape room video players to BrightSign. BrightSign players are primarily used by retailers to display in-store content, but we found them to be the absolute best, most robust, most bulletproof video player for escape rooms. BrightSign players have a couple of advantages over Sprite players. First off, they allow you to trigger multiple different videos with multiple different inputs, rather than being limited by just one trigger. Second, it has lots of different options on how to trigger it, and is less sensitive to interference that can sometimes make the Sprite player trigger and play video that it's not supposed to. You can purchase BrightSign directly from the company at store.brightsign.biz. You can also find some on Amazon. The ones that we've used before are either the LS series or the XD series. Now, when ordering, you'll also need to purchase an input accessory. We've used either the GPIO terminal block or the USB-C to GPIO 12-pin cable kit. So, let's get into the details on exactly how to set up video files on your new BrightSign player. Alright, so the first thing that you're going to need to do is download free software from the company, which is called BrightAuthor Connected. You can go to this URL right here. It's going to take you to this page. If you scroll down just a little bit, it's going to ask you to select the player. We are going to be using the XD3 to set this up. And you can click either download for PC or download for Mac. Alright, so once you have that downloaded and opened up, the first thing that you're going to want to do is go to set up a new BrightSign player. Enter whatever name you want. For this one, we're just going to do BrightSign. For customization, you're going to want to change your time zone to whatever time zone you are currently in. This will be important for when we're actually uploading video to the BrightSign later. Next thing you're going to want to do is make sure that the standalone box is checked. You don't want it to be on a local network or a web folder. This is going to treat it as its own standalone video player. In network configuration here is click Use Current Player Settings, and then hit Save Setup. You can click OK right here. And it's going to prompt you as to where you want to save it. You can save this to the SD card that you have plugged into your computer that you're going to load onto the BrightSign later. Alright, so once that's saved, you're going to want to go back to your dashboard and then click New Presentation. So this is where you will actually set up what video you want to be playing. So we'll just go through these settings one by one. So presentation name, I'm just going to call this one BrightSign as well. For destination, you're also going to want to save that to that same SD card. So I will save it to the BrightSign SD card there. So for target player, you're just going to want to select the model that you have. So we are using the XD233 here. For connector, we're just going to leave it as HDMI because that's what we're going to be using to talk to the TV that we want it to play on. Output resolution, you can set this to whatever your video resolution is. Target frame rate, same thing, just set it to whatever your video is. And for screen orientation, we're going to do landscape for this one. So go ahead and hit start there. Alright, so this is where you're actually going to want to put your video. Typically, you're only going to need one zone, so you don't really need to mess with any of the settings down here at all. Next, we're going to click on the Content tab. The first thing that you're going to want to do in the Content tab is hit this switch that says Interactive. This is going to give you lots of options up here, as well as a map down here. In this map, you can drag in whatever video files you'd like. I'm just going to use video files that say 1 and 2. That media is loaded in, and you can see that it has this home symbol right here. So whichever video you set to be home means that that is the first video that's going to pop up when you load up the BrightSign player. So every time you turn on power, that's the video that will pop up. I'm going to drag my next video in here. It's just going to say 2. So we have our 2 videos here, number 1 and number 2. You can position them around however you want for organization if you have more video files. So there are lots of things that you can do with these video files. The first thing over here is going to say loop media if no media end transition is specified. So if you don't actually say what you want to happen to this video when it ends, it's just going to play over and over and over again. And your next option, hold last video frame if no media end transition is specified, just means that it's going to freeze the last frame until it gets the trigger that it's looking for. So the next thing that you can do is set up a media end loop. So media end just means when I drag this over to our next video, when this video ends, it's going to move to 3. And you can see that this video right here is 3. So right now, when this video ends, it will play this video. When we click into it, we can see that it's set to loop. If we want this video to go back to this one, all we have to do is drag media end back to video 1, and you can see it's set to go back to home. So right now this is set up to where these 2 videos will just loop back and forth over and over and over again. And of course you can add 3, 4, 5, as many videos as you want to put them all in a loop. Now, let's talk about how to actually trigger video on these. So you'll see these 8 buttons up here that say GPIO up here. We'll just start with 0 and 1. So if you were to select GPIO 0 and drag it over to video 2, that means that when this gets the input plugged into the GPIO 0 port on your BrightSign player, it will play this video. And if we were to drag the same GPIO 0 back to video 1, if you were to press that button again, it would go back to video 1. Now, there's a couple different options over here. The ones that you're mainly going to be worried about are trigger event on button. So you can select this where when they press the button down and the circuit is closed, that's when it triggers, or up, so that when they let go of the button, that's when the video triggers. Your next one will be either press first touch, and that will play the whole video to completion, or press continuously, which means they have to hold down the button in order to play the full video. Now, say that you wanted 2 different buttons in order to select which video you wanted to trigger. All you have to do is go over here to GPIO 1, select that, and then drag it back to video 1. So now, when you press whatever input is connected to GPIO 1, it's going to play this video. And you can set this up with as many triggers as you'd like. So say that you had 3 different videos that you wanted to play from your home video, depending on what button you press, all you have to do is just drag more GPIO signals over to your different videos. So once you have this set up in an orientation that you like, just go up here and hit publish. It's going to ask you to save changes, and it's going to bring you to this screen here. So this is the scheduling screen. So if you wanted to set up your player to turn off at night when you close, rather than having to turn it off yourself, you can set all of that up here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to save this presentation to that same SD card that we had set up earlier, and now it is set up there, and we're going to hit publish again. You're going to see at the top here that it's transferring all your files over, and once that's done, you're good to eject your SD card and put it into your BrightSign player. And once you're done with that, your BrightSign player is ready to install in the room. Now, if you want any more information on this topic or any other topic related to escape rooms, be sure to check out our conference going on this September called PuzzolCon. And if you want more content like this, be sure to like and subscribe.